All right, so the first line of today's article says, Davina McCall stands in a large desert with the hot sun shining down on her. I can just picture this now. She's probably sweating bullets. Now, our first vocabulary word here today is desert. It's spelled D-E-S-E-R-T, desert. It sounds like a Z, but it's actually an S. And desert is a noun. It's a large area of land where it is hot and dry, and there is usually a lot of sand. For example, we could say, we rode camels through the desert when we visited Egypt last year.
Ooh, sounds very cool. Next in the article it says, the sand dunes roll away as far as the eye can see. Okay, so what is a sand dune? Let's first take a look at our word dune. D-U-N-E, dune. It's a noun and it means a hill of sand, and it's usually caused by wind. And it kind of looks like little waves in the sand. So if you take a picture, if you look at a picture, it's like...
Yeah, so the wind moves the sand up and it kind of looks like a hill and then it comes down on the other side. I get it.
Yeah. So we have an example sentence. For example, you can say, the people were dying to see some water, but all they saw were sand dunes.
Oh dear. Now, what's Davina doing in the desert? The article says, Davina has traveled the world to find out how animals make it in these kinds of extreme conditions. So this is very extreme. There's not a lot of water. It's very, very hot there. So we're going to look at this adjective extreme. It's spelled E-X-T-R-E-M-E, extreme. And it means to a great degree or very, very much. Now, for example, kind of like what I talked about in the introduction, it's minus 30 degrees Celsius today. I'm not sure I can handle the extreme cold weather.
No, I would definitely freeze to death.
I don't know if that would go very well in Taiwan either.
Yeah. All right, so next in the article it says, she's sharing what she found on the Animal Planet show, Life at the Extreme.
Oh, sounds interesting.
Sounds like a fun show to watch.
All right, let's check the article to find out where Davina's going. It says, the journey begins in Namibia, an extremely hot country in Africa. We saw the word extremely in there. That's the adverb of our adjective extreme. Okay, but we also saw journey, spelled J-O-U-R-N-E-Y, journey. Now, journey is a noun, and it's the time you spend traveling from one place to another, especially if it's a long way. For example, David only packed one bag for his long journey across Australia. I would probably pack 2 bags.
I might need 3. All right, so we talked about this country, Namibia. It's at the southern end of Africa on the west coast.
Okay.
This country gets very little rain, which is why it is so dry. And that's why it has a large desert. So it's actually full of wildlife, surprisingly. There's actually over 200 kinds of mammals living there.
Wow, in such a dry country and full of desert, that's pretty amazing, actually. So if Namibia is mostly desert and very dry, it must get very hot there. And in fact, the article says, temperatures in the deserts and bushlands here can reach 50 degrees Celsius.
Wow.
Now that's the opposite of Canada, and that is really hot. So the noun temperature, which is spelled T-E-M-P-E-R-A-T-U-R-E, temperature, is a measure of how hot or cold a place or thing is. For example, what's the temperature today? Is it too warm to wear a jacket? So maybe it would be 25 degrees. Or if it's too cold, Ooh, maybe it would be 10 degrees. Yeah.
10 gets pretty cold.
In Taiwan, that's right.
All right, so we also saw the word Celsius. C-E-L-S-I-U-S. Okay, remember Celsius, you need to write it in a capital C. Okay, it's a noun and it's the scale of temperature that tells us when water freezes and boils. Okay, for example, Taiwan, England, and Australia, we all use Celsius to measure the temperature. So,
that's right.
Like as Aaron mentioned, for example, if it's really cold, we know that it's 10 degrees Celsius. So that means we might need to put on a jacket.
Right.
Yeah. There's also another way to measure. It's called Fahrenheit. But mostly it's used in the United States and the Bahamas. You don't really see this in Taiwan.
Yeah.
And instead, the symbol is not a C, but an F.
Right. Okay. Well, for example, we could use the word Celsius in a sentence like this. Sometimes the temperatures in Taiwan can reach up to 37 degrees Celsius in the summer, or sometimes even hotter.
Yeah, it feels like it's 50.
I remember a day a couple of months ago where it was 39 degrees.
Wow.
So,
that is a record-breaking
and
temperature.
it's too hot for me. I actually don't survive very well in the heat. My air conditioner is almost always on.
24/7, same here.
And it was probably worse in Namibia because the next line of the article says, what's more, sometimes it doesn't rain for years. Years.
Oh my goodness. And the article also says, in spite of this, many animals live in this place.
Right, we
so
saw
really
over 200 of them.
Yeah. So we saw the phrase in spite of, okay, and it means despite, or to show that something is surprising, and it doesn't stop other things from happening.
Okay.
For example, the sentence in the article means it's really, really hot in Namibia, but animals and people still live here no matter what.
Okay.
It doesn't really affect the way they live. They can still somehow survive.
Okay. And how could we use in spite of in an example?
We can say, we had fun driving to San Francisco in spite of the traffic.
Okay, I suppose if you're with good friends and you've got good music on the radio, that could make sense.
Yeah.
Now, the article continues to say, the first animal Davina will come face to face with is the cheetah.
Ooh.
And this is one of the coolest animals in my opinion. Now, if you come face to face with someone or something, you meet them, especially in a way that surprises or frightens you. So if you come face to face with a cheetah, that's probably scary.
Very scary.
Now, another example could be, the robber ran out of the bank and came face to face with the police.
Oops.
So
he must have felt
surprised.
Yep. Okay, so the article continues to say, it is morning and Davina is on a wildlife sanctuary that looks after orphaned and injured cheetahs. Oh, so she's doing something quite good for the wildlife there.
Okay.
So we see the word wildlife. Wildlife is spelled W-I-L-D-L-I-F-E, and you spell those words together. It's a noun and it means animals that basically live in the wild and they are not domesticated or trained by humans.
So what about my pet cat?
Not
wildlife?
Is he wild?
No.
Oh, and I
So
think
not
she's not a
wildlife.
wildlife.
Okay.
She. All right, so next we can take a look at this word in a sentence. We can say, Dad likes to climb mountains and look at all the wildlife there.
Oh, maybe he's seeing mountain goats.
Yeah, or
Interesting.
birds or monkeys in Taiwan. There's monkeys on the mountains in Taiwan.
All right, we also saw the noun sanctuary, which is spelled S-A-N-C-T-U-A-R-Y, sanctuary. A sanctuary is an area for birds or animals where they are protected and cannot be hunted or killed. If you do hunt animals on a sanctuary, there is stiff laws that will make you either pay a lot of money or go to jail.
Don't do it.
Now, for example, we could say India is the home of 70% of the world's tigers and has 49 tiger sanctuaries.
Oh, wow. Okay, and then also in our sentence, we saw another word, orphan. Okay, so orphan is spelled O-R-P-H-A-N, and this word is actually used as a verb. Because you can use it as a noun, and it also can be used as a verb. And here it just means a child or, an animal baby whose parents have passed away or have died. Okay? For example, we can say after the war, hundreds of children became orphaned.
So all their parents died and they became orphans. Okay.
Yeah.
Now the word injure here is also a verb, and it's spelled I-N-G-U-R-E, injure. To injure means to hurt someone and cause damage to their body. For example, the bird was injured after it flew into the window. Maybe it broke its wing. Okay.
All right, so let's continue reading the article. It says, a truck pulls up and two handlers open a gate to let a cheetah jump out.
Ooh.
Aren't they scared?
I'd be scared.
Okay, so when something pulls up, it's a phrase and it means it just comes to a stop.
Okay.
For example, we can say, we pulled up to the drive-thru window of McDonald's. So we drove the car, stopped there, made an order, and voila.
Okay. Now we also saw the word handler here. It's spelled H-A-N-D-L-E-R, handler. Now it's a noun, and it's someone whose job is to train and take care of animals. So this would be a cheetah handler. She's taking care of the cheetah. As another example, we could say these men are elephant handlers. They'll tell you more about the elephant and even help you get close to them.
The article then continues to say it purrs as it walks side by side with Davina on the grass mat. Now, you hear purring from cats. They make a really soft, low sound, and it means that they're just happy and they're relaxed.
Okay, so for example, my cat purrs whenever it wants to be pet. Now we use the phrase side by side to say that two things or people are right next to each other, like us. And the two paintings hung side by side on the wall or next to each other on the wall.
And next the article says, it's a moment that's not for the faint of heart. Okay, but before we get into our For You chat, let's first take a look at our shortcut for you, faint of heart.